Do you feel that sticking to one shot shape is as important with irons as it is with driver and woods? Definitely not talking about a 9-box drill with irons, but more than one. I do think you need to be able to flight your irons because, you're going to be able to hit those shots, with trajectory for different wind situations and whatnot. And this is where this is somewhat conjecture. This is my opinion. I try to make that very clear. In my opinion, no, you don't need to be able to work the irons. And I really believe that. Again, I always refer to myself as being a +5 handicap. I'm pretty good at golf, and I don't hit a draw ever, not in any circumstance whatsoever, unless there's a tree in the way. And so this situation now, I've just gone into a zoomed in view of the last hole that we looked at. And let's pretend that the pin was over here on the left-hand side and my decade target were, 7 or 8 yards of the left-hand side of the green. So this is my decade target. What I have here with this yellow line, again, this is just for me, but for me, my body lines are all parallel. It's not parallel left of it, but they're all just slightly left of the target. So this is where my body lines and club face would be pointed. And the one thing about really all golfers, and especially the better you get, no matter what your ability is, your path is more consistent for 95% of players. And I'm only throwing that caveat in there because I'm sure maybe there's somebody on the planet that's not, but essentially path is more consistent for everyone than your face control. So if my path is supposed to be zeroed out over here to my body lines, to basically right at what would be the flag right here, my path is consistent. Really, the size of my shot pattern is dictated by the difference in my face control from intended, which would be, just right of this target to hit a fade that would be perfectly here, to essentially make the left side of my shot pattern is just a hot pull. So where if I hit a perfect shot from 180 yards, it might be I don't even know, making up a number, 8 or a 10-yard fade would be just a perfect no wind golf shot from 180. The left side of my shot pattern, it's not like it's a 10-yard fade. It's really a pretty straight ball. So the left side of my shot pattern is anywhere from a mild double cross to a pretty straight ball to a 10-yard fade as intended to kind of a wipey flare out here short right. And so if I were wanting to hit a draw to this back left pin, that's almost the shot that I'm hitting anyways, simply because of my path being more consistent than my face. So if you really think about it, the only time that I would need to draw the ball is for a left pin. And if you really think about it, the only reason you're wanting to hit a draw is because you're wanting to get a good look at birdie. Like that's really what's going on here. Like just hitting a cut to the decade target is typically not that difficult of a deal. So this is actually a video that's from the decade seminar. And my target in this situation was this red arrow. And you can see my, this stick, it's kind of hard to see. Obviously it's a small picture, but basically my body lines would be parallel left of that target. And I would be hitting about a 10-yard fade to that target. And you can see the left side of my shot pattern, what this golf shot was basically a pretty straight shot. I mean, it obviously looks like it turned a little bit here, but that's more of a 3D effect of it starting up along this tangent line and then falling right here, right there. I don't have a clue if tangent line was the right word there. Sorry if it wasn't. But essentially, this shot is pretty straight, and it's going to wind up being about 10 yards left of my actual target. Essentially, this is the shot that I would hit close to this pin while playing a fade to a target 5 or 6 yards right of the pin. And it's really understanding your shot pattern.